What is up, guys? Sub-Zeric here. I'm back for another VOD review. As always, if you would like to get coaching yourself, check out my Medify. The link will be in the description down below, and you can also see it up here if you want to type it out for some reason. I offer live sessions and VOD reviews. This is a VOD review session. You also get 10% off all bookings if you're a Twitch sub, and also 10% off for if you book more than 2 sessions. I also have these training plans, which are like big bundles of sessions. That being said, let's get right into it. This is a D2 player. And so I wanted to read a little bit of their goals and that kind of stuff here, like main things that they want to actually focus on here. So my main goal this patch is to try to figure out how to play better when I'm not high rolling. I feel like my placements are a lot more up to luck this patch than previous ones, and also there's some detailed comments on the videos. So I think this is yes. Okay, so this is more replays. This patch has been weird for me. Whenever I high roll, it's almost an instant first or second. I feel like I have a really good grasp on how to capitalize on high rolls. When I get games where I'm either low rolling or just kind of don't have an obvious decision, I feel like it's an instant bot 4. Okay, so yeah, you feel like you're really reliant on high rolling to top 4. These 2 games are ones where I did fairly poorly, but I don't feel like I was just low rolling, so I can't tell if I just missed some angle or if there are a few decisions I could have made to improve my overall placement up like a 4th or 5th. I think in general, those are the best games to review. There are games where you think you could do better, and games where it's, not a super high roll game for a second, like it's a 5th, 6th, 7th angle. I just want to work on playing better when I'm not high rolling, which is something I felt I had a decent grasp on in the meta from last patch, but it seems harder this patch. Here's some comments about specific games. Okay, this is probably the worst of the 2. I had a pretty weak early game board and basically had no idea what to do. My comp for like all of stage 2 and half stage 3, or the issue was my Ornn items were unideal. I wanted tank or AP items, but I only got AD ones really and lost a lot of HP early. I also think I could have made better augment choices. All right, let's get into it. And here, let me turn it down a bit because that's a bit loud. But yeah, let's hop into game 1. Let's move this out of the way. Okay, so you ended up taking a rod. As I said before, I love a rod start this patch. It is so good. Oh, I also wanted to point out that I'm recording these after the B patch, like the day of the B patch, but these are recorded on 12.14 no B patch. So this is busted Aurelion Soul, this is busted Shyvana. After the B patch, those got slightly nerfed, Morello's got slightly nerfed, but I really think the meta should change a bit, Aurelion Soul, and no astral toggling, which is big, but I hope none of my students are astral togglers. We'll see, I guess. Yeah. I would even play, one of the sets here over the Sejuani, because you almost always want to sell the Sejuani. Very small optimization though. Okay, buy at the shop. Always buy at the shop. You could have a set 2 here. Always buy at the shop. There's no reason not to. Especially it's a Dragonmancer, right? We could have some kind of like set plus Jade's Dragonmancer opener, Like say we get set 2 Ashe and then a Taric. We get that, like that's a good enough board. It could also even just be like a Ragewing opener. So you're leaving like board strength on the table here by not doing that. No. Always bout the shop in those scenarios. No reason not to. Okay. Bow here? Interesting. So, and by the same token, buy these units here as well. So if it were a better patch for AD, I would say Guinsoo's plus sword looks amazing here. Depending on what we hit, it could be just like a Cannoneers game. You could play Guinsoo's plus sword. I really don't like Xayah this patch, so Guinsoo's plus sword and playing to Xayah sounds awful. Giant Slayer plus Rod sounds like probably the best option here. It's pretty flex, can still let you slam a bunch of really good items. There's also Gunblade plus Bow, but I don't really like that. I don't think Gunblade is the best early slam. Depends on what we hit, I guess. If you like 2-star really strong unit, maybe you can. But yeah, let's check what we get here. Cavalier Unity. I've never taken this augment. I don't actually know the placement. I'm pretty sure Living Forge is quite good. Let's check out augment win rates, because I've never taken Cavalier Unity, I'm pretty sure. And let's make sure it's looking at the last patch. All right, and we are looking at first augment prismatics. So Cavalier Unity, terrible. Okay. Living Forge, amazing. And what was our other augment? Triforce. Yeah, from this angle, probably not. Don't really like any of the 3-cost reroll comps right now. Okay, so I'm down for Living Forge here. You say that your Ornn items ended up being AD focused, so you kind of had trouble, which makes sense, right? Like most of them are AD or tank items. There's there's only one. I mean, there's Zanya's, I guess. But that's quite a weird item. It's not that much of a carry item. It's kind of strange. I mean, I guess it's fine on like Aoshin, that kind of stuff. I wonder how Zanya's how good Zanya's Shivana is. Doesn't sound bad. All right, but yeah, I'm down for a Living Forge take here. Just because, I mean, it looks like the stats for this augment are quite good. Ooh, what a cool thing. Okay, Death's Defiance. I mean, that can just be a frontline item for, like, you can just put that on Lilia here. I'm a little dubious of the level here. I don't think this is a board I'm confident that can win streak. I personally would just sit. Okay, and the dreaded, like, okay. I really, like, Gunblade is a really good late game item. It's a really flexible late game item, but it's not that good of an early game item. So like we slam this here, and I mean it's just not going to do that much in early fights. Giant Slayer I guess also wouldn't do that much in early fights. The difference here is that we're left with a bow, versus if we slam Giant Slayer we're left with a rod, right? I think I would much rather slam Giant Slayer to get rid of this bow, which I'm not too happy with, than slam Gunblade here and get rid of the rod, and now I'm stuck with this bow, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think that has to be the slam there. I don't really like the level here, because I don't think this board can win streak. I think you do actually have to play for lose streak and just hope to hit some pairs with this board, personally. At least Lily is smacking people. Killed one, which, you know, not the worst. But yeah, I would go Giant Slayer plus Rod here, and then you can look for like a Morello's or an Archangel's. Lulu, Nami, I mean, surely it's play mages here over the Karma. Mage and Astral. And then we can hold on to the Lulu. I mean, and I guess we would just put the... I guess I'd put the Gunblade here. Who dealt more damage last fight? I imagine it was Lilia, but maybe Karma did good damage. It's about the same, actually. Okay. But yeah, I would probably put the Gunblade on Lilia, even though it's a little bit awkward, because it's like double Omnivamp. But yeah, I mean, I would be happier with a Giant Slayer here. Okay, and yeah, we hold on to the Lulu. So yeah, to me, this might end up just being a mage game, which I'm not the biggest fan of mages personally. But like, you know, you play the hand that you're dealt. If this ends up being just a lost streak into mage's game, you know, that's life. Random 2-star Taric. And, I mean, Stylus is, you know, obviously an amazing hit. I'm completely down to just play it over Lilia and slam the Death's Defiance on him. Right here. If that's the case, right, we can make income, which we really want to do here. So yeah, I would play Silas over Lily here and make income. We get Bruiser in. Yeah. It's a much stronger board, but not strong enough that, like, we're going to win every fight, right? Like, you could still potentially lose streak with Silas here. But really important to make 10 gold, right? I don't really care about holding most of these units. Lulu's great, but it's going to be a sec before we can actually play her. This might... it's either a win or a good loss. Looks like a good loss. Nice. Not bad. But yeah, we should really be making 10 in this situation. Just because, like, a lot of these units, like, when are we actually playing Lulu? Like, theoretically, you could play level 5 if you cut this for Heimer and get Lulu in. But usually I feel like Lulu has to come in later in these mage comps, unless you have, like, +1 mage. Or, like, if you get, like, a really early Heimer plus Lulu, then I'm happy holding on to this unit. The problem is we don't have Heimerdinger. I guess that's the biggest issue, is there's no Heimerdinger, so we're holding on to the Lulu for the potential of playing it later, when we could just take the immediate, make 10 gold. And, you know, we can very easily make 10 gold here, and then, you know, continue playing a strong board at level 5 and level 6. So, like, we don't need Lulu. Lulu would be nice if we had a Heimerdinger, but without Heimerdinger, I am not going to miss out on making 10 gold here to hold a Lulu, personally. And we don't really need the Nunu. Like, you could play around Cavaliers, but generally with mages, we can just play around Bruisers, which is what we're going to do here. So it's always static Shiv here, I agree. It's a bit sad that it's on a 1 cost, but what else are you really going to do? If we'd slammed Giant Slayer earlier, this could be Morello's, which would have been really nice. So in this comp, it's a bit awkward to who holds Morello's. Like, it can be Nami. She splashes a bunch of guys. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely static Shiv. Right? Yeah, we level for Nunu here, but like, I would much rather have just played Silas here, made 10 last round, and then just played for Lost Streak, and then we go level 6 at 3-2 with a bunch of gold, roll it down, hit Nami 3. That's what I would prefer to do here. Because I think that's just the best mage game plan. Because instead, like, we're even going to cut Astral here. Oh god, okay, that was close. But I feel like this is just going to make our early game a bit of a disaster. Like, how are we ever going to spike our board? Like, the nice thing about mage is that you can lost streak, and then spike your board really hard at 3-2 with Astral plus Nami. But if we don't have that, and also because we're not making gold, it's really rough. Jade? I mean, now that we're playing this version, yeah, I think this is stronger. That is a bit sad. It's also like, is it ever Braum plus Lulu over Nunu plus this? Makes our front line a bit weaker. Gets an Evoker plus Guardian as opposed to just Cavalier. It's close. This is definitely better front line. I guess if we do that, who are we keeping this item on? It's the biggest thing. The problem is just, you want to get into Guardians with this board, and Lulu makes perfect sense as well for the Evoker. Like, that is going to be our late game version of our board. If we were to do that, play Braum plus Lulu here and sell these two, that would take us down to 7, 10, 12. I mean, yeah, we can't make 20 here, right? It's actually not that far off. Oh, wait, we'd be 1 gold off making 20, right? So, like, if we purchase this, we'd go down to 7 gold. This is 10. That's 14. That's 19. If we won, we'd make gold. But, I mean, ideally, we don't want to win. I would still probably play Braum plus Lulu here just because they're the future of our board. But, I mean, we can also just play this for 1 round and then sell it. Nothing wrong with that. But I would like to hold one of the Guardians. I mean, Braum, ideally. Could even make the argument for Leona because it's more flexible. Like, we could play into Mirage. But yeah, I would hold one of these. I mean, yeah, I would get out of Cavalier. Maybe, like, though with the Cavaliers, maybe you could make the argument that you want to pivot into Mirage, but yeah, I'm not sure. Also, Static Shiv isn't the best when playing Jade with Anivia, just because Anivia already shreds MR on her ability. That's not the best. I would have preferred to just play mages from this spot. I think that would be the better angle. Just lose streak, just do exactly what you did here, but keep mages in, keep the Silas in, and then just absolutely send it at 3-2. Find ideally like a Silas 2, Alawi 2, Nami 2. If you high roll a bunch of Namis, then you can just hit Nami 3 from there, and then use that to stabilize, and then use that to go like level 7, level 8. And then ideally from there you can, play around Aurelion Soul, Shyvana, whatever. Yeah. I mean, this is by no means bad. Like, I do really like the Jade opener. I just feel like it's a little bit forced here. Our items aren't that good for it, and we don't have any upgrades for it, right? If we're gonna play around Jade, we should hold Ashe. But yeah, I want to get out of these Cavaliers. Just Cavaliers with Jade doesn't make much sense. So yeah. And I would have liked to hold the Lulu plus a Guardian, like Braum plus Lulu, and even just like level for Braum here. Okay, yeah, like this. Yeah, the problem is Death Defiance, and there's not a really good user. Like, yeah, Braum might be the best. I mean, like, we're definitely gonna lose this round. But I mean, if we stuck with it last round, like, we still had the Lilia, we could wait 1 more round, and then end up playing like a Cavaliers plus Braum angle. I mean, okay. I'm down to just commit to Jade here. Oh, and then we immediately see a Siphon, which is a bit sad. But I mean, let's see. I mean, this isn't bad. Because we don't have the Ashe, right? That's what we needed. We need Ashe plus Gnar, and then we got the Gnar off of that. So it would be like this in, Ashe in, and then we'd have 6 Jade, which would be nice. We play the Siphon here. It's not bad. I mean, it's definitely our strongest board if we don't have Ashe. I don't hate rolling here. Oh, hitting Nico. Okay, I think we should be good. I would just play 6 Jade here personally, with the shapeshifters as well, because I mean that's part of 6 Jade. I would just play 6 Jade Lulu here, and then hopefully that's good enough to stabilize us. This is fine too, but I don't I think 6 Jade is better than Siphon here, personally. I mean, Death's Defiance is a really good Siphon item. Don't get me wrong. But we could just play 6 Jade. Lamb the item on, I guess it would have to be Tarek, and then we can move it to show you later. But I mean, it's a good Siphon item. It's an interesting call. I don't think it's that much worse than 6 Jade. But I do quite like 6 Jade here. It also allows you to play your Tarek too, right? Like anything that lets you play your 2 stars is good as well. But okay, we'll play this way. Like I said, it's pretty close, honestly. But yeah, I mean, overall, I thought your early game was a bit awkward, but like you're making good use of the Death's Defiance right now, right? And I mean, you have a very straightforward game plan, right? Play Jade, put Death's Defiance on, show you, and then just go from there. So you're just gonna go fast 7 in 2 rounds. We're just a little bit low, and we're not really compensated that much in our board strength. Oh, okay, I want to know what item you had on bench. It was a glove. Hodge or JG are your options, really? Like, that's about it? We already have Death's Defiant, so I don't really value Hodge that highly. It's also like a 1-star in Nivea with no extra AP outside of the Gunblade, so I don't even... It's tough. I guess you could take Hodge and just go double lifesteal. Not that bad. You know, like, they're show you board builds where you go like BT Hodge. I guess our best bet is Hodge here. I don't like Redemption that much here. I mean, it's a decent item, like really, really late game. Or maybe you're just taking this as a frontline item or a Morello's component. I don't actually hate that. Yeah, it's not so bad. If we want to take this as a Morello's component, I personally just like taking items that we can slam, personally. Especially when we're not like dying, but we're a little bit low. So I would play for board strength here and just make Hodge. But, you know, I don't hate the Giant's Belt. It can be Morello's. And, you know, it's... On Nico, it's a little bit sad. But, like, if it becomes Morello's because you prefer it on Anivia, but it's still fine, right? Morello's Nico's totally good. We got just wrecked by this Cursed Crown player, which is definitely scary because they're even playing down and they're playing... Wow, Cursed Crown Last Stand. That's actually so sick. Wait, that's so cool. They don't have Last Stand active yet. They're just gonna let it, you know, get activated whenever it does. Okay, Karma 2. I mean, I guess we can't play it yet, but we can hold it for a sec. But yeah, our board's okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's close between the 6 Jade board versus this board. Oh, I don't agree with the level here. We have no streak. Our board's not that strong. Why not just wait 1 round here? We're 38 HP. Like, it's not like we're gonna die from here. Like, worst case, we, you know, like, take 10 and go to 28 or something. Maybe not worst case. Worst case, we take like 14. Go 24 or something. But now our econ's in a really bad spot, right? Like, we've sacked all of our interest gold, right? Where are we at? We're at 52, so we were gonna make 5 interest. Now we make 2. So yeah, I think this is not very good. It spikes our board a decent amount, but we're 1 round from leveling. We should just level here. I mean, there's no win streak to play for, of course. So yeah, I think this isn't a good play. It gets in 4 Whispers, sure, but it's a huge cost of econ, right? You're sacking 3 econ this round, probably 2 econ this round. All right, Infinity Force. So it's just, yeah, it's going to be those items, ideally on Show You later. Maybe they stay on Siphon if we completely miss Show You, because we have a lot less gold to roll down with here, right? We missed 3 gold last round, and it's going to be another 3 this round, right? Okay, we might just hit Siphon, too. Okay. Yeah. Well, wait, is that the only thing that we can slam? The other option is, like, TG, someone else. Okay, I'm fine with the IE here, then. I'd like to hit something here, personally. But, like, yeah, like, if we'd had that gold, we'd have Siphon 2 here. But because we leveled early, we don't have Siphon 2. Really quite rough. We went on Elise, right? Did we roll over an Elise? Is getting in, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter that much. Like, we still have 2 Shapeshifter. Okay, I'm not going to go back and look. But Elise would kind of be nice, and then we could potentially get in, like, 4 Shapeshifter later, but it's not the best, because, like, normally you would do that maybe if you have, like, a if you're going to find like an Elise 3, but you know, I don't think it's an Elise 3 this game. Okay. But we're gonna have Siphon too. We could potentially top 4 with that. Good Siphon items. down for the Portal 4 tier. No, but in reality, it's so much healing, man. I kind of want to damage Augment, but I mean, these are so good. I mean, there's no way it's Forge here. Surely it's just Celestial Blessing. And the nice thing about CB is it gives you that excess healing shield. So, like, even if you are healed up excessively by your Death's Defiance or your Jade, then you'll still be fine. But I don't think it's ever Portable Forge here. It's like, because if you hit, yeah, like, what do you take here? I guess it's Obsidian Cleaver, but you don't want it. Because you're already shredding resist with Whispers. But yeah, like this is the, like this might be worst case scenario, right? I feel like these are the 3 worst items you could get here. I mean, theoretically, I think they said they made some of them non-unique. I don't know if these 2 are unique. But like theoretically, if we didn't have, it said, okay, that one was unique. That one's unique. But I mean, this is the only take, but it's, you know, much worse than if we had taken Celestial Blessing. The Celestial Blessing is fine with healing, right? You don't want like only healing so that you're gonna deal no damage, but I'm pretty sure a Siphon 2 with Infinity Force IE is gonna deal some damage, though sadly they took the crit off Infinity Force, so yeah. Okay. Hopefully we can win some fights here. We should scout, right? Because this positioning might be really detrimental to us. We'll see. Not great here. But we do hook the Sona, which is nice, but we give them like such a nice line for the Sona. But it's not the worst here. I think I'm fine with this positioning versus this guy. Let's fight, but I mean, Siphon should clean it up, right? Okay, very close. I mean, surely we don't die to that thing, right? But yeah, I mean, Celestial Blessing would be really nice here. Okay, I mean, we're chilling. We can sell the Anivia and just look to go level 8. We're not going to look for Anivia 3 here. We just don't have the gold to hit it right. Our goal here is just to go level 8 and add something that adds value here. Like maybe 6 Shade. They probably wouldn't want to drop it of the Whispers. So probably not that. I mean, normally it'd be like Talon plus Fake over the Thresh, but Talon kind of sucks right now. Okay, another dub though. Sell the Anivias here. I would sell the Anivias here every time. Okay, and we're top 4 in HP. We might be able to squeak out of top 4 this game. But yeah, I think our early game was a little. I mean, like there are definitely some suspect things being done early game. So we have the glove and the Giant's Belt. I mean, you just take like a Warmogs here. Yep, looks good. But we could also take Sunfire. It's probably Sunfire. Ooh, we don't have Morellos, right? We have no healing reduction. I mean, you can scout the lobby and see how much it matters. My intuition is that it's probably going to matter. Like on this patch, healing reduction matters a lot. I would take the Sunfire here personally. Warmogs is second best, I would say. Like, you know, my mind went to Warmogs immediately, but then I was like, wait a minute. Sunfire is, like, really kind of necessary for a lot of teams. Like, this person would be really nice versus the Elise. There's that other Jade player where, you know, obviously Sunfire is amazing. I mean, Warmogs isn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, I guess our level 8 is Lulu out and then put in 2 more Jade, right? Ideally, like Soraka plus Auric for the Guardian, or maybe, you know, even Ashe is better. We can't live the Swain damage, yeah. Okay. Not the worst loss. But yeah, I think we're griefing our econ by holding these Anivias in this Lulu. When, like, we're not going to 3-star them, or it's incredibly unlikely with the amount of gold. Because we can't buy... If our shop had 4 Anivias in it right now, we couldn't buy them. I mean, we'd lock it, right? But it's just, like, very, very low gold. So we need to prioritize making income here rather than making a 3-star Anivia. Which, like, even if we did, it still kind of has mediocre items. So, yeah. Like, we really want to go 8 at 5-1, which we might have been able to do if we had made gold earlier. This is 9, so that puts us to 27. We missed out on, like, 2 gold of econ, so we'd be, like, 29 here. We could potentially make 30 if we win this. That looks like we're going to get wrecked here. And then, you know, with the gold off of Treasure Dragon, potentially go level 8. We don't. Or, you know, we can't here because we're holding on to these pairs. ZZ Rot. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that last one was very good. Last Whisper doesn't seem very good either. We have 24 gold. We're really just looking for Nico's items. That's not even that bad. ZZ Rot plus Zeeks. I don't hate ZZ Rot Zeeks there, personally. You know, it's enough frontline. TG Shroud. I don't hate either. I feel like we're rolling down looking for the perfect item, but I don't think there's going to be a perfect item. Like, what are we really looking for here, honestly? End up settling on Redemption plus I don't know what the other item's going to be. We're just rolling at 7 here to try to not go 8, which I don't hate. I'm surprised you don't play Pike here over the Thresh, especially when we have no healing reduction, right? I feel like Pike's definitely better. The Redemption's fine, but what is this going to become? Alice? I don't like that. This Anivia is really not going to deal that much damage. I mean, her items are all sort of like supportive items. I don't think Chalice is it. I think one of those other options would have been really good. And we're probably dead here. Yeah. Okay, so it's what, 7th? Ideally 6th. Okay, 7th. Yeah, I talked through a lot of this stuff this game, but I think number one, I think it could have just been a mage's angle. I don't think that would have been that bad, and we could have just put these weird items onto Silas. Infinity Edge, is it Infinity Force? Would have been a little bit awkward, but it can still go on Silas, theoretically, or it can go on someone else like really late game. You know, like you can throw it on a Yasuo late game if we get to that point. But I would have just played mages. Like we could play a really good Lost Streak mage game, especially when we hit the Silas. We have to pivot into the Jade opener, which is fine. I think playing, I mean, it holds the item really well, which is the only thing. Like 6 Jade is quite good. And allows you to play your Taric too. Though we might be a little bit low damage here if we do that. So this is quite understandable, I think. Another big issue is taking the portable forge here. I mean, it just opens you up to low rolling basically, where Celestial Blessing would have been fine, honestly. I don't dislike CB here. Like we have healing items, right? But CB gives us the ability to get the overheal shield, which is, you know, good with healing items, basically. So yeah, I think that's big. I think there's some slight, you know, improvements with our late game board, like definitely playing Pike over this. I also think holding these units on bench so long was really like destroyed our econ, which is not ideal. Oh, and the other huge thing was going 7 early, right? You can only really do that if you're turbo confident that you're going to win. But I mean, we were already on a loss streak, so it's not even to preserve our streak, it's just to save HP. But over the long term, you're going to save more HP by saving that gold and spiking your board harder on 7. Because we don't have this gold, we can't spike our board as hard. We end up not being able to buy that siphon, so then we have to lock it and wait. I don't even remember if we win that fight after. But the moral of the story is this gold matters more than the very small amount of HP that you're going to gain by leveling here. Because it's 3 econ gold here, and then it's 3 on wolves as well. So it's 6 total gold that you're spending to save. Like, how much HP did we even save there? Like 4, maybe max, 6 max. I would definitely spend that gold because we really need gold here. We're not that wealthy here. So yeah, I don't think it makes sense to level here. Interesting game though. A lot of good stuff to talk about, honestly. And I think these are definitely the most coachable games. The games where you get the most out of coaching, because I can see a lot of your like mistakes that you end up falling into. Things like holding units on your bench too long, like looking for some 3-star unit that's never going to appear. Like the Anivias later. I'm not pointing to these units because these are actually real units. Or like this random level here, which I don't think actually benefits your late game econ plan. You definitely don't want to do this if you want to, you know, win the game. If you want to have the maximum amount of gold so that you can roll down at 4-1 and stabilize. And even stuff like the early game where I think we were a bit dismissive of the mages line when I think we could have played it. Oh, and even stuff like this Giant Slayer Slam, or not Giant Slayer Slam, the Gunblade Slam. The biggest thing you have to think about is if you have 3 components and you slam an item, what third component are you left with there? You really want it to be one that you're happy playing around. I'd be much rather playing around a rod in this situation than playing around a bow. Bow can become static shiv, which is good, but rod this patch is so good because of Archangels and because of Morellos. So I would much rather play around that than the bow, especially when we're playing an AP board, right? Because even if it's neither of those, Worst case scenario, it's a death cap. Worst case scenario, it's a jeweled gauntlet, which are both fine items. Where worst case scenario with this bow, it becomes, I don't know. I mean, worst case, it's like a last whisper or something. But hopefully we never would have to make that. But yeah, so that's something important about slamming items. You have to think about what your leftover component's going to be, because that's really important. Okay, that is going to do it for the VOD review. Hope you enjoyed, and hope everyone on YouTube enjoyed as well. As always, if you are interested in getting coaching, check out the link down below and do it through Metafy. It's super easy, super quick, and all kinds of cool discounts you can get. All right, I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.